been a couple days. I honestly don't even know how many days it's been. I have not consumed any media though, like honestly. Through this experiment, what I've realized is that I'm kind of busy. My life really just consists of like waking up, hopefully consuming food, hopefully then cleaning the dishes it took to consume that food, getting ready, and going to work. Honestly, on some of the days wasn't even like hard to not consume media. Like I almost didn't even have time for it. I kind of was like, if I, remove watching YouTube from my life, I'm gonna have all this time to do all these other hobbies. But like, it wasn't even really like that. My house is still a mess. I did like 0 art projects. None of the other tasks that I wanted to complete have been done. Like, it's so anticlimactic. This is like really what happened. I don't want to be like nothing changed, but like, I guess the only thing that changed is when I would sit down to eat, I would just like sit in silence. Instead of watching something, which is like, I don't know how to feel about it. To be honest with you, and to be fully transparent, oh, hold on. You know what's interesting? So I was just driving home from work, and I'm gonna eat a little bit, sorry, to go food. I noticed like lately that I'm kind of just like leaning into like the silence, and like the silence has almost become like more common or like more of the habit. Isn't it like 21 days or something like that, like in order to form a habit? Because I know I haven't been doing this for 21 days, like, but am now almost defaulting towards not having like music or entertainment or something like that. Like for instance, like every time I sit down to eat, like I don't do anything, I just eat. Tonight, like after work, it's a little bit harder. I feel like I'm like trying to unwind, and I'm like, oh, I want to watch something. And I remember like one of the first nights that I did this, I was like, okay, I'm gonna let myself like watch something to fall asleep with the intention that I was gonna watch it. And I literally fell asleep in like the first 10 minutes, maybe even sooner. So I was like, there was no point of me like putting that on because I wasn't gonna watch it, and that's not what I'm trying to do. Like I'm trying to be mindful and like trying to be intentional about the things that I'm watching. And if I'm too tired to watch something and I'm just gonna fall asleep, then I shouldn't be watching it anyway. It's kind of how I feel about it. So last night I just like put on some like jazz classical music, and it was like totally the vibes. And again, I was out like a light. I do feel like I've gone like a decent amount of time not having watched anything, and the only thing that I'm really like kind of like craving about it, there's these like YouTube creators that I really enjoy their content, and it like brings me like joy, and like I miss having that. Like, so I'm trying to like figure out like how to like have that balance. I just showered, but I made some tea. I'll show you because it's hot and I can't pick it up. Made some tea, and then I was gonna journal a little bit. I listened to a podcast in the shower, and it was interesting because on the podcast the girl was talking about how she did a week-long like media, I guess you could say, cleanse. It was so funny that it was kind of on the topic of what I'm doing. And then she also talked about like our habit in this day and age to like want to monetize all of our hobbies. And I felt very seen. No, but then too, I was kind of like, oh, that's like interesting, like how profound, right? Have a hobby just to have a hobby. And she was like, like doing things that you're not quite good enough to do to monetize, almost in the sense of like doing something just for the sake of doing it, and like choosing something that you're not good enough to like want to like promote or make a profit on or whatever, and just doing it to do it basically is kind of the gist. But anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna just kind of journal and drink my tea, and yeah, have like a little slow little evening. Test. I decided to make tea again. So every time I use my tea kettle or whatever, I unplug it. But last night I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it plugged in. And it already worked. I literally already made tea this morning because I was like, well, it's plugged in already. It's crazy because that's such a simple task to just like plug it in. But like something about it already being plugged in makes it just feel 10 times easier. And I literally have made tea already. So a little loose leaf jasmine tea in my little Kinto teapot here. And then I've got the cute little Kinto like single serve little, it's like very clear, obviously, teacup there. So yeah, tea's gonna be brewing. And then as far as breakfast goes, here we are again. Today I am struggling a little bit, to be honest with you. Like I sat down and I was like, oh, I would really like to watch some shows. But I think after like talking about it last night, I think that I might as well just go for like the 21-day thing or whatever. So if so, because I started on the 6th. So let's see. November 27th. Wow. I'm so stupid. I don't know why I thought it was going to be like complicated. It was going to be like into the next month. Literally 21 days from the 6th. 21 plus 6 is 27. Wait, isn't the 27th the day before, or it is Thanksgiving? Oh my God, it's Thanksgiving. Wow. Okay. Well, I kind of like that. I think that's kind of cute. And then that's going to be 3 weeks exactly, which makes sense also because math. But then that works really well because on Thanksgiving, I'm going to want to watch, I already have like the plan. I'm going to like watch the parade and the dog show and like all the things. So intentional and like, is that my washer done already? What just beeped? Something just beeped. But I've got a lot of options for beeping. So my oven, maybe it's my oven. I've never heard my oven beep before. Yeah, that worked well. I'm gonna clip this on me and see if it like isn't horrible. Thoughts on that? Maybe good enough. The transition isn't gonna be like, okay, I go back to my norm. Like it's gonna be, okay, starting Thanksgiving, I am gonna like step into this new balance, which is gonna look very much like how it already does, is the goal. So I think too, like next week, I need to create a bit of a plan. I buttoned that wrong. Did I button this one wrong? I buttoned both of these wrong. How did I? Because I need to like figure out, okay, what does balance mean for me? And like, what are my goals and what am I trying to achieve? And like, how do I just not fall back into the slump? Because like right now, if I wasn't being intentional about it, I like intentional in my journey, I would easily just sit down and watch shows. Like last night, especially too. Like I would just be like, well, I could watch them today. So like maybe I set like a weekly limit or something, or like, and then I can be a little bit more selective and I can be a little bit more like I said, like intentional about it, and not just like binge and sit and rot. It's been nice to just do other things. Like the other day, I literally played Sims for like 4 hours, which it was me doing something different. And it was me like using my brain in a different way to like create this little Sims family and like design the house and do all the things. You know what I mean? And like journaling last night and obviously like making food and cleaning the dishes and doing all those things and not just like sitting and waiting for the time that I have to get ready for work. Like this morning, what time is it actually, speaking of? Oh my God, it's 12:20. How does this, the day just like, well, I sleep in pretty late and then the day just gets away from me. So 12:20, I need to start getting ready at 1:15 at the latest. So I have an hour and I'm trying to make breakfast. So basically I'm probably just going to be doing that. Something, oh my God. What the, why did, hold on. I need to like drain. I knew it sounded weird. Oh. Oh. I think I lost power. Oh. That's what just happened. Um. Um. Well, that's not good. Are you kidding me? Did my breaker blow? How do I know? I feel like they're all on. I'm going to text my friend who's my neighbor. I was in the middle of cooking. Oh my gosh. That's what just happened. It is very stormy. It's very windy and very rainy. But the fact that it's rainy, I feel like it's like, because ever since the fire, they've been like super, super cautious. And every time it's super windy and stormy or whatever, they like shut everybody's power off. But it's rainy. So like, oh my God. Ah! At least I have my tea. What do I do? No, okay, so my neighbor, she also lost power. What a turn of events. Let me just move my sweet potato that I was gonna cook, that apparently I'm not cooking anything anymore. I'm gonna, pivot. I'm gonna just try to do this real quick. Very interested, so it's nothing to do with anything that's going on. And we'll come back, potentially. I've literally spent the last 30 minutes condensing all my stuff to go to work early. I have one shoe on. And the power just came on. So I threw my shirt in the dryer. It is sopping wet because it didn't actually properly like rinse and spin in the washer. I don't know if maybe I should have just like let it, but at this point I'm like so nervous that it's gonna shut off again that I'm just like, just get it in the dryer. Okay, this could be okay. What time is it? Now it's 1, so I would be getting ready anyway. Haven't really gotten ready. Definitely need to eat. I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll do something quick that I can just like, nothing to do with what we were talking about, but anyway, I don't know. I probably won't update you again. I'm just gonna try to like figure it out and anyway. Okay.